Hello guys, it's me, David D, and today I wanted to take a quarterly look at my sales when it comes to my marketplaces. I think it's always good to take a look at your data, and I use Flipwise to do this. I don't have any affiliation with Flipwise other than the fact that I bought it, but right here we can see that it tracks all our orders, and this is sorted through our marketplaces that we've sold on. So we see that Etsy has the most amount of sales, even more than eBay. eBay is not on here, but we'll get to that in the end. But basically, we're going to start with Depop. Okay, so Depop, I got an order for Dansko red and black polka dot clogs. Now, what does that tell us? That tells us that the people shopping on Depop are more Gen Z slash millennial, younger millennial. Dansko is a very popular brand among nurses who just entered the field. People are looking for a good brand of nurse shoes, and they end up choosing Dansko. Uh, so most people that choose Dansko are choosing it because it is a reliable brand, and that tells us that Depop brands really sell there. And I don't think you would get away with selling anything that's not very good branded. And we see those sold a month ago and got a net sale of 687. Next, we're going to look at Vinted. So Vinted, as you can imagine, kind of vintage jewelry, very like 1950s to 1990s, I would say, does very well in Vinted. You can do antiques as well, but I think vintage things sell well. And we see that it was purchased at eBay, and we had a net sale of 826 for these sterling silver hoop. So now we're getting into where we sell more than just one thing. This is Poshmark. So Poshmark is very millennial, very clothes oriented, and I would say very branded as well. So this is another place like Depop where you sell branded clothes, you'll do very well. So you see here that I sold some tote bags and purses, and then I also sold a sweater. So as you can see, Depop or Poshmark is very popular when it comes to clothing and branded clothing to be exact. So now we're at Whatnot. I did some Whatnot streams. I actually lost money in the stream, I think, in total because I got this bracelet for $11. I don't get my inventory that expensive anymore. So going forward, if I ha ha ha, if I do Whatnot sales, I should be making money. But Whatnot's just something you need a following in. It's a whole different ball game, but as we can see here, jewelry does very well, vintage jewelry to be exact. And everything I sold on there was vintage. And that just so happens that it was worth a decent amount. So I'm selling this stuff, as you can see, pennies on the dollar. Like I don't even make money on some of this stuff. And so, as we can imagine, you need to get your inventory very cheap, or you need to have a very large following where you can have competitive bids on your inventory. Now we're getting into Mercari. Mercari is another thing where branded clothes, vintage, and I notice a lot of jewelry and watches does very well in Mercari. But a lot of things that I have not sold that has a lot of likes and watchers are games and a lot of electronics. So if you think that you can get away with selling on Mercari, your electronics, you should be able to get more money because there's less fees, and most people usually pay shipping on Mercari. I noticed that. So I noticed that all my sales on Mercari are higher net sales. Besides this one that I lost money in, I just got it back for $14. Bad buy. Like I said, I don't get my inventory; it's expensive. So, but as we can see, the we had a higher net sales because people were paying for shipping, and I think that's really good to know about Mercari is that people will pay for shipping. Then lastly, here we see that we have Etsy, and you might be surprised to see that it's a lot of plants. And Etsy is amazing for shipping and selling plants, especially plant cuttings. But I was selling passion fruit from my backyard. They're no longer in season, so I can't sell them anymore, but they were pretty profitable. I noticed I sold them at 1 pound. When I'm selling a multi quantity here like this, is I sold three. I made decent amount of profit, but when I'm selling just one, I made $3. So I lowered it to half a pound, and I still made about $3. So that's a good way to like sell more while making more money. So this is a good reason why Flipwise is really important, and you can track your data. So we see here we sold some fresh purple hearts and crepe myrtles and redhead. This was a double order, so I got $16. This was uh double order two, but I forgot to put the two there, so I'll just remember to do that in the future. I might go back and fix that. But either way, we're gonna go ahead and check our eBay. So we see here that my eBay is basically mixed in with my Mercari, and I have to figure out how to check just my eBay, but it seems that I'm having trouble figuring it out. But if you see here, eBay is not very profitable. I'm actually losing money on a lot of things, and that's because a lot of these stuff that I'm selling on eBay in the last 90 days have been inventory that I've gotten extremely cheap, or not cheap, expensive. So as you can see, all the stuff that I'm selling, I get in bulk. So I will sell off the things in bulk as well, like lots of twos, and I'll auction them off just to make some money back. And then I let the higher dollar value items sell for more, and then that's where the more of the profit comes. Because I could have sold these two games by themselves, but shipping individually would have cut into the profit. So I'm just like, I run an auction, and the way I see it is I get followers because I run weekly auctions at $1, and I let people know that in my descriptions and my items, and basically they will look at my items and they will see that I'm doing auctions and follow me for it. So I think that's a very good way. This has been me, David D, looking at my profitability, and it wasn't very good when it comes to eBay, but for the other sites, it's been amazing. And I just have to say that if you guys think about getting into gardening, it's definitely profitable on Etsy. And I know a lot of resellers want to buy things and resell them, but making your own product and selling it is going to make you more money in the future than anything you're going to ever resell. And I'm just going to let you know that right now. I hope you guys have a good one. Have a great day. It's been me, David D. Goodbye.